You are a West Virginian, and it looks like for West Virginia is, at least the Republicans down there, are trying to line up to become the latest right-to-work state. Where does that stand right now?
Well, the session started last week, and they have introduced the legislation. It is, by the way, Senate Bill 1. So that lets you know what their priorities are.
Yeah, right.
So it's moving through the system. It went through the Judiciary Committee last week, was voted out on Friday, and now it's to the full Senate. And they expect to pass that bill tomorrow in the Senate.
Is this governor's priority too?
Absolutely not. The governor is opposed to right to work. In fact, the interesting thing is that the proponents contend that this is about economic development in West Virginia. We all know better. It's nothing more than an attack, not only on unions, but it's an attack on just good, hardworking, tax-paying people in West Virginia.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand what it sounds so good, right? Right to work. Who could be against the right to work? What does it actually, and we've seen it now in state after state after state. What does it actually mean?
What it actually means is that employees who work in a union at a company that is represented by the union can choose to not pay dues while at the same time accepting the exact same wages, health care, pension, working condition that all the other members receive. And it's really it's not hard to understand what's going on. One, it's about corporate greed because there's a lot of companies. ALEC is involved in West Virginia. The Heritage Foundation is involved in West Virginia. It's about driving down wages and benefits so that the corporate folks make even more money. And it's an attack by the right-wing Republicans to silence unions.
It really is an anti-union move across the board. But they always say, and we've heard this from other states too, if we just get right to work, right, and basically bust the unions, there'll be more jobs and the state's economy will thrive. What's the reality been?
The reality, if you look around the country, and frankly, if you look at today's numbers and forget about all the propaganda that is being spread, if you just look at the facts and you look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, not Teamster math, not Teamster propaganda, the Bureau of Labor Statistics show that 5 of the 8 states that have an unemployment rate in excess of 6% are in a right-to-work state. It also shows that 7 of the 10 states with the lowest per capita income is right-to-work states, as well as, unfortunately, 7 of the 10 states with the highest rates of poverty are right-to-work states.
Yeah. So why would any state want to go there, right? I mean, like West Virginia. What are they saying this is going to do for West Virginia?
Oh, they say this is going to bring thousands of jobs, although in the hearings last week, they produced not one single witness in 2 days of hearings that said, yes, we would move to West Virginia if it was a right-to-work state. To the contrary, the Secretary of Commerce, Keith Burdett, who is responsible for economic development, he deals with companies who are moving, like Procter & Gamble, who just announced that they're building a plant, the first in 20 years. It's going to be in West Virginia. He testified to the Judiciary Committee that there has been not one single case where an employer or where a company has said, we won't move to West Virginia because of right to work. In fact, he said, it's something that doesn't even come up. I mean, if we look at what's really happened in Oklahoma, when they passed the law in, I think, 2010, they've lost 1/3 of their manufacturing jobs. In Wisconsin, who was the latest to pass right to work in 2014 as part of Scott Walker's right-wing agenda, they just lost, if things are so great, someone should ask the Oscar Mayer employees, who just 1,000 of them just lost their jobs in November, bringing 10,000 employees who have been involved in mass layoffs in Wisconsin 1 year after right to work was passed, and twice the number of people that lost their jobs the previous year.
So you've got example after example in states where they've gone this path of right to work, and it's been an economic disaster. You would think that would hold some sway over the people who are considering it today. But it doesn't work that way.
No, if this issue was based on facts, it would be a no-brainer. This case, it would be over. This issue would have been over long ago. It's not about facts. In fact, it's so disappointing to me. I was on a show in West Virginia 3 or 4 weeks ago when the president of the Chamber of Commerce testified just the opposite of what I said. He testified that 5 of the states with the highest the 5 states with the highest unemployment were non-right to work. It's just not true. And now the chamber is running TV ads because they know that the more information that the citizens have, the more they're opposed to this. So they're running ads now saying it's going to create jobs, it's going to raise wages. There's nobody, not even the proponents of right to work, would credibly tell you that it raises wages. They all know that it lowers wages.